and we have listened. No, your upperclassmen did not really appreciate the thesis-driven literary analysis for teaching medical professionalism and ethics. So we've changed a little bit. We've changed it to a question-based thesis. Okay, not really a thesis, it's really a question-based essay. So that's what I'm going to explain to you guys today. So what we want to do is we want to take away the stress from the word thesis and just replace it with the non-stress of the word essay. Got it? Got it. That's simple. So what I will do is I kind of took the humanities under my wing. I don't know why, but I kind of took humanities under my wing. So every module, every course that you have that has a humanities component, I will create exactly what I'm about to show you. Only it will be, the content will be a little different based on what's going on. So you're going to go to your D2L and open your humanities, okay? And inside humanities, here is your groups, okay? So I will post this every time so that you don't have to remember who you are supposed to be with or whatever. And then I will also post the rotation, which is the humanities group rotations for your class. So with the logic of diagnosis, which is our next one, which, by the way, doesn't come up until April 17th. Now, why am I standing here talking to you a month in advance? Because you guys have spring break. And I figure a lot of you guys are just going to want to get it done over spring break. So that's why I went ahead and did this today, so that if that's what you choose to do, you're able to do that. So, logic of diagnosis, my group will be F. So, you know, and you'll just see which group you're in and who you're going to go with. Remember, your faculty member will email you probably the week of the paper being due and give you a time that the paper is due. Most of us will choose 8 a.m., but whatever your faculty leader chooses is your due time and tell you where they're meeting, okay? So that's as simple as that is right there. Now, the name of our course this next time is called Making the Diagnosis. So there's two components to this, okay? The resident patient and the woman with hyponatremia. The resident patient is a book, a short story by Sherlock Holmes. It's a Sherlock Holmes short story by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. The Woman with Hyponatremia was written by your favorite medical director of PA programs. Okay, so those are those are your two reading components. So your answers should involve both components. Okay, here's the part that I thought you might want to look over spring break. This is the new humanities manual. I don't know. I figure you guys are okay without paper printouts, so I just thought I'd post this. I think most of you guys just read off your screens, so I'm ever the green tree saver, so I didn't print it out for you. But here is basically the manual, and you go through, there's about 13 pages of introduction that just kind of talk about what we're trying to teach you here and all of that stuff as far as, and then the NATA has got another little, you know, he's got some little vignettes and stuff in here. I wonder if I can make that a little bigger. Yeah, that might work. So you see up here it gives an overview of all the sessions, okay? I don't know why that, there we go. So session 1 was wit. So, you know, it talks about session 1. Session 2 was the spirit catches you and you fall down. Session 3, making a diagnosis, okay, talks about what we're doing here. And then if you scroll down a little further, it goes into more depth with each of the sessions. There's some really good stuff coming up as far as these stories go. So here's theme 1, theme 2, and then this is where I'm getting theme 3. So basically the concepts that we're hoping that you guys will pick up on here is communication, which, remember, communication goes both ways. Communication is broadcast and communication is received, okay? And then observation, attention to virtue ethics, and ambiguity, okay? And the apprehending the story is understanding the story. So this talks about a little bit about the pedagogy behind the story, and Then here's our writing prompt. So, Dr. Gum is the character from The Woman with Hyponatremia, and Sherlock Holmes is obviously Sherlock Holmes. So that's your writing prompt. Okay? Any questions so far? Great. This will be graded in the same manner, okay? The passing grade is going to be 84.5%. Your component is basically 50 points that we extrapolate to 100, if that's how you think, whatever, it's still 84.5%. So 25 points are based on your participation in your group activity. Remember, we've talked about that before. If you're there, you speak unbidden, then you're getting the full 25 points. If you never speak unless somebody draws you out, you know, if the facilitator of the group has to constantly ask you a question to get you to be involved, then you're going to only get 20 points. If you fail to show up, then you get 0 points for participation, okay? The other component is the 25 points for your essay. Those 25 points are going to be broken down like this. 5 points for grammar and punctuality, okay? 5 points for timeliness, if you got your paper in on time, okay? And with a name on every page, okay? Most of these are just going to be one pages, but still you need to create everything you turn in, your SOAP notes, everything you turn in needs to be a header or a footer with your name on every page, okay? And that's because we're all a bunch of old fogies and we print it out to grade it. So we stand back there at the printer and we're trying to figure out who's, you know, what's going on. So that's why we want your name on every page. But then 15 points of that 25 is based on the quality of your answer. That's how well thought out it is. You know, was it organized in such a way that it was a pleasure to read? Was it a struggle? You know, did you have your own little thesaurus in your head? You made words up? That kind of stuff, okay? Any questions so far? This is really pretty simple and straightforward. It really doesn't change the humanities aspect that much. Next time, we're going to be reading the Sorrows of Gin, which is not a real long, but it's also a little short story. And we've got a question then, a one-page essay on the effect of parental alcohol use on the child. You know, most of the time what Dr. Venata and I did when we put these questions together was we really thought about the papers that we had read. And most of them, the theses statement kind of focused on these questions, okay? Does that make sense to everybody? What I will do is every module that has, every course that has a humanities component, I will create the humanities module. Now, it might not be there on the first day of the course, but it will be there in time for you to have plenty of time to do it, okay? So, and I will put the groups, I will put the group locations, and I will re-put this handbook every time so you have it, because it doesn't, what the heck, it doesn't hurt a thing, just an extra click and a drag to D2L. And then I will also put the source of the materials. So you don't, now that you've read The Spirit Catches You, you don't have any more books to worry about, to actually hold in your hand. Everything will be on your screen. All right, anybody have a question? Yes, Dr. Britton.
One thing that will help, I will be sending out a master schedule of big program elements through the end of December later today. I mean, it's the roadmap to the end of this first year. And that will also have on there when the humanities things are scheduled and what you're supposed to read. So for those who like to be ahead of stuff, you can even be reading together. So stay tuned.
Yeah, you could conceivably do every humanities project. You now have in your hands everything that, well, not really, because I don't have all the readings posted. But, sorry about that. Got you excited there for a minute. Who was planning to do every humanities project? Really? You're not that excited about it? Great. I will email you the rest of the documents. All right, so that's it. If anybody else has any questions, you got a little break before Dr. Selby comes in. And by the way, you will love Dr. Selby. He is an amazing human being. Okay? All right. If you have any questions about humanities, the essay, anything like that, contact whoever your specific faculty grader was or me, okay? And if you have my group and you want your paper back, I will gladly give it back. Just swing by my office, I'll give you your paper back. It's no big deal, okay? All right, that's it, guys. Thank you.